seniors. So I just want to try to help in any way I can to make seniors' life better.
Worthy
It's
cause.
basically it. Pardon me?
I said a worthy cause.
Worthy cause, yes.
All right, Heidi, you're next in my box.
Okay. Well, I'm a senior, obviously, in Huntington Woods. I've lived here since '84, 2 different houses, and I'm just very active with senior groups, performing groups, and I also I've been a volunteer. That's just kind of my history with my synagogue, with various groups. I've been on the board of organizations, and I navigated a lot of issues for my mom, who just passed away this year at 100 from COVID, sadly.
Oh, wow.
So I just want to get back to the community, and same as Greg, I want to stay here as long as possible and help others do that too.
Laura.
I am Laura Frankel. I've lived in Huntington Woods since 1983. And as you see, I've aged in place so far. Mary knows me from way back. And Paula Kramer, who used to live on Dundee, and I started the Camp of the Arts. So I always say that we taught Huntington Woods how to do art camps. Now we have all these fruit camps. Anyway, the arts camp ran for about 25 years. And then Paula moved to Florida, so things kind of got. Anyway, I've been a volunteer also all my life and been involved with arts organizations. So I thought, gee, why don't I join the senior groups? I'm a senior now. I want to say hi to Claire too.
All right, thank you.
That's me.
So Lenny, we'll
Hi,
hear from
everyone.
you.
My name is Lenny Newman. This is the start of my 4th year on this committee. I retired about 3 years ago. I had a business that my wife and I ran, and after 32.5 years, we were fortunate to sell it. And we're able to retire at 69, 70 years old, which was great. Prior to that, I worked at Camp Tamarack for 20 years. And so I'm a camp kind of guy, a little bit of energy and a lot of fun. This committee has been a lot of fun for me. I think we're starting to really pull a lot of things together and do some simple things, some fun things, some nice things for seniors. And we've had a lot of ideas. We're starting to implement them, and we're so glad that you're joining us because we need help. And if you're ready to roll, we're ready to roll with you. So welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Lenny.
Thanks.
Chris?
My name is Christopher Smith. I am still the new kid on the block as far as Huntington Woods goes. I'm only lived here for a year and a half on Nadine. And I'm also an elder law attorney in Southfield. And so this committee has been great to both get to know my new community and also with my work passion. And my job on the committee is just to try to keep up with Lenny. That's all.
All right, we have one member who is absent, Melissa Gadd. Like I said, she's getting her vaccine. And we do have a vacancy. And then I just want to point out staff that have joined. You guys can just wave. I'm Amy Sullivan, the city manager. Jen Furlong is our senior outreach coordinator. Joanne Johnson is here representing the library programming and events. And then Mary Gustafson is our short timer recreation director.
That short timer.
Yep. All right, well, the next item on the agenda is to appoint a committee chair and a minute taker. For the new members, the committee chair basically just kind of what I just did, introduces the items, keeps things moving along, calls on people to talk, so there's not like a lot of authority with the position, but somebody who's organized and focused and can keep us moving. So do I have any, and it's only for a year. Do I have any volunteers for chair of the committee? And our former chair was Jim Spear, and his term expired in December, which is how these new vacancies were created. And so now we need a chair for 2020. No one?
Bueller?
Well, I do this on the communication committee. If you're not offended by a staff person introducing the items and running things along and taking minutes to, be happy to do that. But if somebody thinks that it should be more resident driven, then I need a volunteer to step up or raise their hand, not step up.
Nobody else would do it. I guess I would do it, but it's not what I'm angling for.
Okay?
Move that Lenny becomes chair.
Yep. All right. Lenny, why don't you do it in name, and I will assist you by saying things like, Lenny, let's move on to the next subject.
Great idea.
Okay?
So apparently we need a minute taker now.
Yeah. Is anybody good at taking minutes? The meetings are recorded, so you don't have to take minutes in real time.
We do need help with that.
All right. There's no volunteers. I'll continue to do that then. All right, Lenny, you want to take over with item number 4, approval of the agenda?
Okay, so we need anyone to move to approve the agenda, which you should all have received in the mail.
So move.
Email.
Okay, someone a second? Chris
I'll
move.
second it, Lenny.
Okay, thank you, Greg. So the agenda is approved. That was easy. We did that. Wow, look at us.
Well, you need to ask everybody if they agree with the motion.
Oh, does everyone agree with the motion?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor, say aye. There you go.
Aye.
All right.
Any nays? We're rocking and rolling. This is fabulous. Okay, approval of agenda, approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from last month? And Heidi and Laura, we don't expect you to be
Yeah,
able.
we weren't here.
Yeah, you weren't there. You're excused from knowing what the minutes, how the meeting went. But
Right.
for the rest of us, does anybody have any corrections or changes or concerns? Anything misrepresented? Okay, then can I get someone to call to approve?
I'll approve them, Lenny.
Okay, Greg approves. Second, anybody? I will second it. It's fine. Okay, those who approve, can you say aye, please? Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, so the minutes are approved. So we're moving along here. Public participation. Does someone from the outside have any issues or questions or concerns they'd like to address to the committee? I'll take that as a no.
Well, Susan
Lenny,
Ruttenberg.
Lenny, I'm here.
Oh, I can't see everyone. I only see 3 people.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
4 people.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, so-
Anyway,
great.
the only thing I wanted to bring up was, is the lending closet open, available? Because my understanding is that during COVID it is not available, and I guess that would be my question. Why?
Jen, correct me if I'm wrong. We are lending things out, but we are not accepting things at this time. Does that summarize it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Can you tell us I don't know what the London closet is, so that would be helpful.
Sure. We have a durable medical equipment. We call it a closet, but actually it's a room in the basement where we accept donations for crutches and walkers and toilet seats and all those things that people just need on a temporary basis. And then we loan them out at no charge. And then when they're done, people can return them, or people have things that they no longer need, they can donate to the closet as well. And it's one of those things that we send an e-newsletter out almost every week that we encourage people to sign up for, and we promote it a couple of times a year so that residents are aware that it's available.
Is that what newsletter or email is that? Is there a senior one? Is that?
There is an e-newsletter that gets sent out that has links to all of the upcoming meetings and events and programs and issues that residents need to be aware of. You can go to our website, and on the left-hand side, it'll say sign up for e-newsletter. You put your email address in, and then you're automatically on a mailing list, and you will get the e-newsletter. And then if for some reason you find it's not useful or you don't want to receive it anymore, it has, the unsubscribe button down at the bottom, and you can always unsubscribe if you want.
I thought I got that. I've never seen this mentioned, but maybe I just didn't notice it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, then I'd like to make another comment. I'm glad to hear that it's open for lending. I guess at this point with COVID, I'm a little confused why we're not accepting any donations, because they could be wiped down.
Mostly because none of our buildings are open. So
No one's going in there at all in the building?
Well, yes, but we're not open generally to the public, so you'd have to make special arrangements to drop the equipment off, and so that somebody would be there to pick it up, that type of thing. It's because of the logistics. It's something that we're not promoting, that we're accepting right now. But are you saying you have something you want to donate?
Right now I have my own little lending closet in my house.
Okay.
So I don't know whether I want to donate. Sometimes I have to go down and check my equipment. If I have doubles of things, yes, I would be willing to donate. And, that's all. That when I know somebody who was looking for some equipment, when I mentioned about the closet, they said it's not available. So I am happy to hear that it is now available. But if somebody has, we do have seniors, and equipment continues to turn over. I just would love to see the availability of collecting more items if people are willing to donate them, because it's simple enough to wipe them down. I'd be happy to help wipe down. So just putting it out there. We don't have to have a big discussion on it. I just was curious about that.
Okay. Jen, am I missing anything, or?
No,
Where's the closet located?
I don't remember anybody looking for something that I've denied, so I'm not quite sure where that.
On next door, sometimes, you'll see, does anybody have,
I'm not on next door, so, but yes, or tell me, and if they need something, I will definitely assist with that.
Well, the thing is, once we get past COVID, in a normal situation, normal times, we have this little thing, and maybe we can put some kind of little inventory or a little list together of what's there, and we can make people aware of that in the future. Right now, we're just trying to keep it kind of under keeps, because we're really not going in and out of buildings. So,
I think that would be good to have an inventory at some point.
yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Checking out here.
Okay, is there anybody else from the community who'd like public participation? Amy, you have to tell me, because I can't see everybody, so.
We're all good, Lenny.
We're all good. All right, we're going to move on. Oakland County Senior Advisory Council update. Do we have someone here from Oakland County?
Not yet. You'll recall Shanice's term expired in December. Right. She asked not to be reappointed because she had some other commitments, and I'm not aware of if there has been a new appointment. So we'll continue to keep that on the agenda, and hopefully we'll get an appointment and somebody will be able to join us in the future and give us those Oakland County updates. But as of now, we have none.
Can I speak in county for a second?
Sure.
There is a phone number and a website that you can go to save your spot to get the COVID vaccine. So I can give you the website and the phone number if you're interested. The website is oaklandcountyvaccine.com and the phone number is 800-848-55, and it saves your spot to let you know when I'm available.
Could you repeat that? 800-848?
5533.
Thank you.
Hey, would this be an appropriate time to talk about the COVID vaccine for just another minute? I understand that you guys were trying to have something, Jen, or it was Amy who was going to share this. We were attempting to pull together the opportunity maybe to get shots through Parks and Rec or in the gym. Can you shed a little light on that, Amy?
We had the Parks and Recreation Center had a flu shot clinic in the fall where people could sign up and get their flu shots administered by a nurse from Oakland County. And we're trying to make the same arrangements to have the COVID vaccines given at the Recreation Center. But because there's not enough doses out there to give, we're just sort of in a waiting pattern until they contact us and we could set something up. Is that right, Mary?
Well, yeah, actually, it's Walgreens that came out and ran the.
Oh, it was
flu.
Walgreens? Okay.
Yeah. So Jen's been in contact with us with Regina Weiss. I don't know if you've heard any more back from her.
I will reach out to her again.
Yeah. No, I think other agencies have done it, but like Birmingham did, but they have their officers and whatnot are actually doing the inoculation. So we would just be a facility. I think they're perhaps are looking for a whole package deal, somebody, that have the people already to do the shots, but we have not heard any more yet. So I don't know if we're big enough site for them or what the deal's going to be.
We might not be big enough, but we're important enough.
Well, that of course.
Good enough.
Well, thanks for trying to do this. This is a great idea.
Well, was there a good turnout for the flu shots? Because when I went there, I was like the only person there. Just
There was-
curious.
Very good turnout. I don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head right now, but somewhere between 75 and 100 for both events. But we scheduled 6 people every 20 minutes. So that was the point, was to not have people in the building. So they entered one door, had their, temperature taken, hand sanitizer, went and sat down, had their shot, and then left out the next door.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes care of Oakland County update. Items of business. Senior Contact Outreach Initiative. Amy, can you just explain what that was, even though it's tabled for the moment, just to help Heidi and Laura know what we've been doing with that?
Yeah, the city compiled a tri-fold flyer with a list of city services aimed at older residents and then contact information for outside agencies as well. And we were in the process of identifying addresses for our older residents, and Lenny was working on having the flyers distributed to the seniors. And then COVID hit. And so some of the programs that the city used to offer, like transportation, we're not offering right now. So we just sort of put that project on hold. And once the world starts to be more normal and we can run 100% of our services and programs, we will find a way to distribute that flyer so that everybody has it. So it's only on hold because of COVID right now.
Okay. The Recreation Center railing. I know we had some problems with COVID for some of the work people.
It's done. Let me do a share screen for you, and
Woo!
there it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Good.
We're gonna
When
call
did
it
it
the
go
Mary
in?
Gut. Oh, just this week, right, Mary?
Yeah, it was just Monday or Tuesday.
Great.
Yep,
Looks good.
yep. So Mary can retire now.
Yep,
No,
there
that's
you go.
it. You did it. Oh, that's great. Okay, so this was something that was talked about and worked on, and everybody's
How long was it worked on? I heard a long time.
yeah, about a year.
It was being kicked around before I even got here, and I've been here 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I was told, that it was a long time.
So we got a railing. All right.
Great.
Well, thank you, staff, and for making this really happen. It's great. Great news. Okay, U of M subcommittee reports. So we had this. Amy, maybe you'll give a little background on the U of M reports, and then we'll each, Greg and I can each kind of share what's been happening.
We were fortunate enough to have graduate students for U of M come in last year, right about this time. They broke up into 3 groups and they studied 3 different aspects of senior living. One was dedicated to housing. One was dedicated to lifestyles and amenities, and I don't know what the other one was.
Transportation and mobility.
Oh, was that it? Well, so the lifestyles and
Mobility,
amenities,
yes.
lifestyles and amenities report, there were focus groups, there was a community engagement session, and they came up with some recommendations that they thought would enhance our services and improve quality of life. So this senior advisory committee took that lifestyle amenities report, and it's on our website, but I could send both Laura and Heidi a link to it so you can read it. And
Very well done.
this subcommittee broke up into 2 subcommittees to tackle some of those things. So when we have on the agenda U of M report subcommittees, those are the two committees. So Lenny, it was you, Chris, and Melissa were one committee, right? You want to talk about what the name of your subcommittee or what your subcommittee was looking at?
Yeah, so we were on the social services and community services. And
Yep.
We were looking at ways to take some of the suggestions from this committee report and try to incorporate them into our monthly, weekly, yearly lifestyle for seniors. So one of the things that we did in the last water bill, we were able to send this out, which is a list of Huntington Cares, list of local resources and national resources for senior citizens. And that should have come with everyone's water bill, or it will be coming. It was coming with December, January, February. I think Amy, we get about a quarter or a third of people at a time on the water bill. I know we got ours, and that was included with it. And so by the end of February, March, everyone should have that. That was something, good phone numbers for everyone to have and be able to put away. And that's something that we'll try to do each year, is mail that out to people. And we ask the people save it because you never do know when you just might need it. We're just one fall away from needing it, I guess. Another thing that we started doing, and Jen, maybe you could share this a little bit how it's been going. We thought it'd be a great idea to contact seniors in Huntington Woods who have hit at least 68 years of age, and on their birthday, they're to receive a call from our local senior outreach care coordinator, Jen, to say happy birthday from the city. And you've been doing this for several weeks now, so maybe you can share how that's been going.
It's been going pretty good. I actually got my first phone call back yesterday that said, please take me off your list. I don't want to be contacted. So that was interesting. But most people are enjoying it. we had a little bit of a glitch for the January 1st birthdays with our software system, RecPro, that we're using. If we didn't have someone's actual birthday, it went in as January 1st and came out that they were like over 100 years old. So one of the Berkeley High School students, Mia Caesar, she is actually calling all of those people to find out their actual birthdays because there was
Oh, nice.
100 or something. So, but besides that, it's going good, and it gives me a chance to talk to people I've not met before, let them know that we're here and what's going on in the city, and it's going good. It's going good. I've been enjoying it just as much as I think they're enjoying the calls.
Great. And I know we talked about having for very significant birthdays, like the 70s or 75 or 80 or 85 or 90 or 100, whatever. We talked about getting these cards signed by the city fathers, the city mayor and the commissioners, that on those special birthdays they would get sent out to our residents.
And Mary just let me know yesterday that they are, I don't know if it's 20 or 25, but they are all signed on my desk. So
Perfect.
start getting
Great.
those.
Fabulous. So, better late than never, even to people we might have just missed their birthdays by a week or two. I think they'd be thrilled to get a card from the city like that.
I think so too.
And really, the whole idea behind this is a way to connect the city to our seniors who live in our town. And this is just a kind of a, not to be crude, but it's kind of a hook, a way to hook people and get them interested and get them connected to us. So down the road, as they age, we might be able to help them more. And be there, be a backup for them. And that's really the beautiful thing of this. And I think getting a phone call on your birthday, for most people, that's win-win, except for that one person yesterday. But for most people, that's a win-win situation. I think it's hard for me to see how that can be bad, but okay, So we're making calls to people. We also put together, we'll talk about later, this holiday luncheon, and we'll explain more of that. But that just happened at the end of the month, and I wanted everyone to know how the finances worked and what the feedback was. But it came about from staff really initiating it, because we usually have a holiday party. We have for all these years over on Farina's on Coolidge. And of course, they closed. And the family always did this gratis, invited Huntington Woods and Berkeley seniors to their facility for a really nice holiday. So staff came up with the idea of having a meal delivered and having entertainment. And we'll get to that a little bit later, but that's another part of this thing. We also decided we were going to try to make May, this coming May, Huntington Woods Older Americans Month. And so in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have to get a date set before the next city council meeting. When is that, Amy?
Yeah, let's talk about that now, because there's not a lot of good options. The city commission meets in April, early, April 6th, but then they don't meet again in May until late, which is May 18th. So I think our best bet is to do the April 6th rather than wait till May 18th to declare May Older Americans Month.
Okay, but they don't meet monthly, is that it?
They meet monthly.
Oh, so can
They're
we get
meeting April 6th and May 18th.
Well, they're not meeting next month or March? I don't get it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, they are. I just thought usually when we do proclamations, like May is going to be Older Americans Month, we make a proclamation a month ahead of time.
Oh.
So that it's in place and recognized and it's on the agenda and the mayor reads a proclamation and
Hereby, whereas,
yeah.
Okay, so do we need to approach them before April 6th?
No, I have it in my file of things to do, but I do need the proclamation. And if May's already been set as Older Americans Month, you should be able to find a proclamation somewhere.
I have a
Lenny, you-
sample. I have a
You
sample.
you have a sample? Okay, good.
I
I was
think-
gonna say, ask the
I
Google.
think Melissa found it actually and gave it to me. I don't know.
Okay,
It wasn't me, but I have it.
all right. Well,
Once I got it.
if you send it to me, I'll put it on the agenda in April. And so that we could formally recognize May when it rolls around.
Yeah, and I know Colette wants to do an event for it on May 16th, so April would definitely be better.
Yeah.
Right. And also, this would involve everyone who, and all the different groups that are part of Huntington Woods, the men's club, the women's league, the garden club, the Friends of the Library. If we'll need to work on this so we can contact these groups and see if they have seniors that they'd like to offer the senior award, you know, for participation, for helping, for special, what have you, so that that award can be part of something that goes on through the month of May. We'd like to have a bunch of different things going on in the month of May to remember, to respect, to honor senior citizens, as this is Senior Citizen Month. So I'm not sure today's the day to do this, but think about it. If you're a member of one of the city clubs or groups, maybe you can be the point person to meet with that group to let them know that we'd like to honor somebody from their group in the month of May for seniors. So maybe next time, think about that for this month. Next time we meet, let's talk about that. Who could be the point person for all these different groups so we can make this happen for May? We have a little time.
Lenny, do you want me to make Older Americans Month a standalone agenda item for the February and March meetings?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm glad you thought of that. Yeah, great idea.
Okay.
So what events other than these awards did you talk about doing? I'm not really sure what else is going on.
Jen, I'm not sure. I know Colette has some things in mind, but I don't know what they specifically are. Colette through the Recreation Center.
Yeah, it's still all being put together at this point. I know she was planning on holding some like reception type thing, I think, on May 16th. That's
Right. I know one of the ideas that we wanted to do was to have a meet and greet with the city commissioners and the mayor, and then have, you know, some dessert kind of things or something like that to make it nice. I know we were also talking about having some kind of a meal, you know, in the afternoon on one day, and an extension of the May, but no, that meal is for the seniors from it's not
4th of
that.
July.
4th of July. Yeah, I'm mixing it up. Okay, it's not that. Yes, we'll have to come up with some things. The goal was to have something each week for the month of May. So that's what we'll shoot for. But yeah, let's put this on the agenda and let's brainstorm this next month.
Okay.
Okay. We also had a thing that came up again. I think it was Jen that you found this, was this Adopt a Grandparent program for this winter. And because the Pen Pal program that usually happened during the year did not happen this year, which involved a 4th grade class, Mrs. Can't think of her name.
Burton. Jill Burton.
Mrs. Burton, yeah, Mrs. Burton from Burton, right. The Burton from Burton, her 4th grade class has had a pen pal program for years that Jennifer has coordinated with our seniors. And of course, this year with COVID, it's not there. But she came up with this great idea, adopt a grandparent. And so, Jen, if you could share a little bit about what it is and how it's going.
It's going good. It's still rather new. We have 9 older adults and 9 kids that we have matched up, and basically the kids along with the parents, you know, either do a painting or art project or a letter or a card, and either send it to the older adult that agrees to be a part of it, or takes it and drops it off at their house. And then from that point, they can decide if they want to continue to do it more often. So I think it's a good start for being a new program, and everybody seems to be enjoying it.
I know I called a bunch of these seniors to see if they'd be interested, and it was shocking to me how positive they were. They really loved the idea, and they didn't really get it, and I couldn't really explain to them what we were doing because we were making up kind of as we were going along and how it was going to work. But the fact that it's from preschoolers to middle schoolers, so it could be a picture, it could be a note, it could be anything, but it's such a little nice thing to get out of the blue. If you're a senior citizen in COVID, in this crappy weather, all of a sudden you got a little picture, or you got a little note, or you got a little something. I think that's pretty cool. I really think it's great. And I hope this can turn into something bigger, but let's see how it goes for this time. We were talking about doing it for 2 or 3 months during these cold weather months, and let's see what happens. And maybe we can turn this into something in addition to pen pal.
So actually one of our city commissioners, Michelle Elder, her daughter and 5 other friends participated and did little tiles that they painted on and stuff. And I actually have a picture. I can send it to you because it was very cute.
Great. I mean, there's a lot of potential. Kids have not a lot to do either, so this is win-win again. It's great stuff. Okay, so I don't know if this is the time to talk about the holiday meal, or is that's on the agenda somewhere later, Amy?
Yep, it's under a project.
Okay, so we got the city hall, we got the awards. Okay. Chris, was there anything else we came up with on our part of the subcommittee? What am I missing? I feel like there was another idea we were doing. I can't.
Well,
think.
I think you might point out to them about the Huntington Woods Cares, tag.
Oh yeah.
Phone number.
Yeah, right. Good. Go ahead.
No, you please.
So Huntington Woods Cares, we have the Huntington Woods Cares coordinator, which is Jen, and we created a dedicated phone line, and the number is 485812712, and it's Huntington Woods Cares at huntingtonwoodsmichigan.org. And you'll see it on your notes, but we have a dedicated hotline and a dedicated phone number to seniors if they have issues, and if they need the city to reach out to them, if they need a little help, if they need whatever they need, it's there. And I think that's really it's something I applaud the city for doing this, because I think it's such a cool way to help seniors. And as people get older and older, I mean, all of us here are younger seniors, but when you start getting to be, past 80 and past 85, having a Jen is like having a gemstone that you can reach out and touch someone. It's great. We had an incident about 2 months ago. I walk every day about 5 miles plus, and I was walking down the street and I saw these couple of people on the driveway, and I thought they were planting something because they're kind of bent over. Well, it turned out that it was an elderly gentleman who was in his late 80s who had fallen on his driveway trying to get a stick. And he was bleeding all over the place, and at any rate, he hooked them up with Jen. And these are the kind of things, if we want to age in place, we're only a fall away from trouble. We're only, a kid moving away where we're isolated. And I think to have backup and to have Huntington Woods Care Coordinator is a big deal. So maybe you can share a little bit about that, Jen, how that's been going.
Just to add to that, I talked to them yesterday, and I still talk to them, and their spirits from when you first discovered them to now they've been they're so much more uplifted to know that people care. And I get a message too that said that they have great neighbors, great friends, they're happy. So it's good to make connections. So
Great. Have you been getting any calls on the Huntington Woods, the care number, the hotline?
Yes, every day.
Every day? Fabulous.
Her phone number.
Great. Good. Glad to hear it. All right. What else did I forget, Chris?
Lenny, I guess you still can't see me,
No,
huh?
I can't see you.
All right.
And now I can.
Okay. Jen, how are people finding out about this hotline? How do people know?
Well, that was the flyer we sent out in the water bills.
Right. It was also in the Hometown Herald.
But
right.
Okay.
Lenny, I have something. Can I interject something?
Sure.
Claire, I put it out in my Sunday email.
Oh, great.
And I got a message back from an individual, not from Jen, saying, because I know that some people try to register and they have problems. And the response that I got was, that's not what this is for. And I pointed out, and I got back from Jen, she understood, that when you call the front desk, they're not very helpful sometimes to seniors who need that extra helping hand. So I think if I stopped promoting the line, because if the attitude that came back to me was don't put this address out to people because we're not going to help you do some things, then that doesn't make sense. I will do it again because I think Jen would agree. But I think that many of us, I had trouble once registering somebody else for something, and the front desk was not helpful, and Jen helped me out. So I think that email address and the phone number needs to deal with any problems that seniors have, not deciding, well, registration is someplace else and this is this, because people do need help in all areas.
Claire, I'm really shocked because first of all, we don't have anybody at the front desk, and those that are working in the rec center currently, that is totally not the way anybody would have handled it. So I don't know if it's been a while back that you had that problem. Any of the calls that we've received, and we don't receive a whole lot, certainly are never handled that way. So I don't know how long ago that was that these individuals had a problem, but I mean, that certainly is nothing that I'm aware of at all. And I'd appreciate if you let me know how long ago so we can certainly track that back.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, and somebody called and they were having trouble finding the class they wanted to sign up for, and they were basically told you have to go online and do that. And that I think was something that, and I said, we ought to be able to use this HW Cares when you're a senior and need some help like that. But after getting a response, not from Jen, that was not what this was for, I wasn't going to put it out, but I will put it out again.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And I certainly will share that information. But again, I'm just floored that that was any response that you would have gotten.
How do you sign up again? Is it something you sign up for?
Oh, there's something to sign up for. It's just it's a hotline number, and it's a hotline. What do you call it? Email.
Yeah. Well, how do you get to the email? What's the email?
hwcares@hwmi.org.
Can I just talk on that for a second? If you're calling the front desk, the 248-541-3030 does not come directly to me. But if you call the 248-581-2712, it only comes to me. And I'm, of course, willing to help with anything, registration included. I think where the issue was a little bit is that for registering online, they said that you should probably go through with Jan as opposed to me because that's more of her avenue. But even with that being said, I would never turn anybody away. I mean, I know how to do that as well. So if you want Claire to put my direct line and the Huntington Woods Cares email directly, that also only comes to me now.
And Jen, that's why I said it was not you that I heard from. And you answered saying, of course I'll help.
Great, great. So we're kind of proud of this because we think we got a great plan here. If you're like me, you're not very good on this email stuff, then or any good, then there's a phone number, and either way you can get to Jen, and that's the beauty of this, that we have a coordinator for seniors, and that's what we're shooting to do. What else did I forget, Chris?
I think you're good, Lenny.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Lenny, I
Yeah.
just got a picture from Jen that I can share with you of the tiles that
Oh, wow.
she was saying that Michelle Elder's
Oh, wow,
daughter and her
that's
friends did
great.
for the adopted grandparent program.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Isn't that cute?
I love that, the one with the elephant and stuff. Oh, that is so cool. And the
Mm-hmm.
rainbow. Oh,
Yep.
that's great. So they
Yep.
actually gave that to their adopted grandparent. Oh, that's so precious. Great, 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 great. Fun. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Aim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Greg, if you would share a little bit about the mobility and the transportation subcommittee, because you're the last one
The
left.
only person left, yes.
We got to recruit a couple of people to help you with this.
Well, that was the first thing I was going to say. If Heidi and Laura were interested, would be welcome. Even though I think most of what we were doing is pretty much done. Our subcommittee wasn't as exciting as Lenny's is, but it was to improve mobility around the city for seniors, and we broke it down into two ways that obviously for mobility, which is walking and getting around by transportation. We brainstormed about walkability and came up with four things. Divided, it was street lights, sidewalks, snow on the sidewalks, and street signs. The first one is street lights. We decided that I guess it's been talked about that they're sort of dim, and so they were going to be replaced with we made the suggestion to have them replaced with LED lights. And I wrote down in my notes for Amy, there were two lights under consideration, so I'm just wondering how that was going for the replacements for the LED lights.
Yeah, there's two different types of bulbs that DTE was going to put into two different light fixtures, so the city commission can have an idea which one they preferred, because there's different costs and they just have not followed through on that. So I have no update on it.
Okay, so that's still in the works.
Mhm.
Then we just discussed sidewalks, and we actually went around the city and asked different people where people were having difficulties walking on the sidewalk. Because a lot of people in Huntington Woods like to walk, and basically there was a problem on Nadine, and I can't recall what exactly it was, but whatever the problem was completed. Then on Henley, there were it's not doable. There was situation there, and on Talbert, there's a dead end. So it oh, and a walk was put in. I'm sorry. At first we thought it wasn't doable, or that it was a dead end and wasn't needed, but then a walk was put in there. We discussed about snow on the sidewalk and the inability to get seniors getting around because of the snow. And we were thinking about having the students come and, hire them, or maybe that be a volunteer thing for them. And kind of rule that out, well, basically because of COVID, and then them having the time to do it, and arranging all that. But we found out that the city plows the snow if it's 4 inches or more, which is a great, is good. So that's was kind of shut down as not needed. And then somebody brought up about, or introduced, or told the committee member about street signs being too small, and people not being able to see the signs to get home, and we're wondering if possibly they could be made larger, and checked into that, and that is not on the budget, so that's not doable. So basically, we figured that the walkability around the city is pretty good. And we all agreed. I walk my dog, and other people to walk, and so that was a positive thing about being able to, as far as improved mobility. The walking is good around Huntington Woods. Then the second is mobility via shuttle service, and we tossed around a lot of ideas that were possible regarding getting a shuttle service for people maybe within the city, people who would want to visit one other person, or get to 11 miles so that they could take the bus service, or possibly get down to Lincoln to go to Rite Aid, that sort of a thing. And that's still in the works about the feasibility as far as that goes, whether that's something that could be done. And we were checking into and this is a work in progress as far as what time, where the stops would be, and what time the stops, where the stops would be, and at what time, and possibly connecting the in-city shuttle with shuttle outside of the city, and kind of basically talked about or checked into getting service to take seniors to Myers or CVS and at certain times. And I wrote down here, Jen, we were talking about fixed routes. Do you remember anything about that, Jen? About having fixed routes as far as where in the city that we could do this? Do you
Yeah,
remember?
it's still being tossed around, and I was actually
Yeah.
telling Lenny earlier today that it'll be interesting to see when we do get our transportation back up and running, what kind of requests we will have. But we were thinking about making a dedicated day to do, like, say, 4 or 5 different stops, being whether it's the bank or the pharmacy or the grocery store, and we would, they would probably sign up for it, and we would probably pick them up from their house, and they would ride out together and have a certain time. So that's, I think, what the idea was.
Yes, as far as the shuttle service, it's still a work in progress, and obviously nothing can be started until after COVID. And then it discussed quite a bit about making sure that this information is gotten out to the seniors, and it is on the website, and if any information that we have, we can give to Jennifer, and that could be put in. She's the point person to put in the newspaper, and that's basically it.
I just have a few questions. I thought there was some kind of smart thing or something that was running before COVID. Is that right, or am I not right? Oh.
No, I think you're right. Jen, can you give a little picture of how we were doing with transportation before COVID?
We ran Monday through a Friday, typically 9 to 3:30. We go in a radius. It's curb to curb transportation, meaning that if you need assistance in getting on or off of the bus, you have to have a caregiver with you. Our goal is to get you to your appointment on time. Sometimes coming back, you might have to wait, but the driver would always tell you, okay, I'll be there in 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. Usually, I think it was 48 hours that we had to schedule the rides in advance. I was never really strict with that. I tried to be, but if someone called and they needed something and I had an opening, obviously I would tend to that. It's $1 each way.
And this is a city employee who's doing this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a smart bus, but we hire the drivers.
Okay.
Typically we run one one bus a day because that's where the demand was at. And, you know,
And-
we use it also for senior trips and stuff.
So the shuttle would be for people that might not have somebody assisting them, or what? I'm trying to understand how that works with
So
what was already happening.
say you needed a ride to the doctor's appointment or to get groceries, you would call me. I would schedule it for you. They would come and pick you up, get you to your appointment, and then bring you home. Sometimes, you know, people don't have transportation. Sometimes they're afraid to drive in the winter. Sometimes they're going for an eye appointment where they, you know, can't drive. It's all different circumstances.
Right, I get that. I'm trying to understand what Greg's idea is for a shuttle service that is independent of what we're all.
No, that was basically the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was our usage, Jen? We're talking about doing additional things. Do we need additional things? Is there a lot of people using it and we just can't keep up? I mean, I'm trying to.
No, we kept up. Some days there would be 4 people going out. Some days there would be 9 people. Usually it's never to the same place in the same day. I don't know if there will be a use for it. I mean, we can start it as a pilot program just to see how it takes off. But like I said too, after COVID, we're going to have to just see how it pans out and what the demand is. It might be very different from what it was before. So,
I mean, if there's 9 people in a day, that's a lot of juggling. You know, you do need a little backup. If it's 4, you can probably.
so.
Yeah.
Jen, was the idea for the shuttle that there would be a fixed route, just as an example, you know, the shuttle would go to the new Kroger's every Tuesday at 3:00. And so you didn't have to call in advance and ask to be taken to the grocery store. You just knew the shuttle was going to these pre-established locations at a certain date, at a certain time every week. Is that what the shuttle was? Or the fixed route shuttle?
Okay, so there was a schedule of places that they would go on a regular basis. And you could, what did you do? Did you call them, just be picked up, or?
Well, that's a new program that hasn't been developed yet.
Okay.
That's what we were tossing around, just brainstorming on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
And we haven't finalized anything on that. Or
In order to do what you just need, the only thing is they would, I guess, have to be able to get to the rec center if they're not head to make an appointment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because we wouldn't know who to pick up if they didn't make an appointment. Yeah. Lenny, Susan's got her hand raised.
Okay, I can't see you, but thank you. Go ahead, Sue.
I'm a little confused with the SMART, when you're calling it SMART. Is this the same transportation that's provided by the Detroit, it's not Detroit, what's it, senior, I forget what SMART stands for.
SimCog or something.
Yeah, SEMCOP. Is it the same? Are you working through the same system? Because it's called SMART. Those are smart buses that, you know, you can call within your county to take you different places. Is this, again, so you're calling it SMART? Are you working with them?
Yeah.
Did I call it smart or maybe?
I hear everybody here calling it SMART, unless I'm
That's what
hearing
it is.
wrong.
Yeah, I did, Jen.
Yes, it is SMART. SMART is the organization we work with.
Okay, so it's through the transportation system.
Yes.
So essentially what you're doing, Jen, is making the appointment for people. Because I hear you have the same parameters. I used to have to call them too for when I was working. And so it sounds, and I know it can be very, very confusing. So it's sounding like you are actually making the appointment for our residents.
For the transportation, yes.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. Wait. I think there's like 3 different programs here. One is the city's transportation program, where you call the recreation department, you say, I need to go to the eye doctor Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and the city's small bus picks you up, takes you there, brings you back. It's $1 each way. Smart also has a transportation service where you can call Smart directly if you need service outside of our area service and outside our hours. Is that right, Jen? But you call Smart and you make arrangements through them if our transportation doesn't meet your needs. And the third would be this fixed route program, which right now is just being discussed. We know other cities do it, but we haven't identified. I think the biggest thing would be to identify where people want to go. And that's going to be the next steps on that project. Jen, is that a good summary of the 3 different transportation programs?
And the second one is technically called, but yes, you got it.
I
I'm
can't.
sorry, I couldn't hear
can't
you.
very well at all this whole time. But what?
It's hard to hear you, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why my volume's up.
Okay, better.
I said that, yeah, Amy, you got it. And I just said that the second thing that you mentioned is technically called Smart Connector, but yeah, you nailed it. That's how it goes.
Okay.
They're all smart owned buses. That's why we just refer to them as smart.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah,
not gonna sit there in
okay.
some buses. I mean,
Does that help?
Yep.
Great. Okay, Greg, anything else you want to add in, Greg?
No, that's all.
Okay,
That's it, Lenny.
thank you. Amy, I had a question on those lights that Greg mentioned in the beginning. You said the city was, looking at the different kind of LED lights. What happens now? Back to them, or
I'm sorry, what was that?
are you going to get back to whoever makes the decision on those LED lights for the city lights, or how?
Yeah, I'll email my DT or the DTE rep. This has been like a 2-year project, and we make 2 steps forward and then I don't hear from them for months and months and months, and I have to remember to email them, and it just fell off my radar with everything else. But I will follow up and see if we can't get this moving again.
Great. I had one other thought on this mobility around the city. I walk around the city a lot, and I notice there's benches in a number of different places. Are there any plans to do additional benches? I just not
No,
okay.
no plans, but we're always open to suggestions. If you think that there's an appropriate location that's not in somebody's front yard.
Right. Right. Well, I assume it has to be on, on city property, like that wall that goes along Wales or one of the city parks or something like that. Because there are a lot of walkers, and sometimes you need to sit down. But let's all keep our eyes open and see if there's places where we need a bench.
I wanted to ask a few more questions about the snow. I mean, Lenny, you might know because you walk a lot, but I've been walking and there's been snow on the sidewalk and icy stuff. And I just wondered this, it's got to be over 4 inches. So the problem is, what if it's under 4 inches and seniors can't shovel their walks? So Greg, I think you said that the program for having kids or whatever shovel was discontinued because of COVID. I don't really understand that because it's all outside. So I don't get why it'd be discontinued, but I do know I have walked and there's been ice and people clearly are not doing their sidewalk. So I don't know what Lenny's seen. Honestly, I don't walk as much now because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to fall, have osteoporosis like most seniors. So I don't really get what's going on with that.
Yeah, well, it's not only the COVID, but the kids being in school now also. So,
we looked at this. I looked at this 2 years ago with the National Honor Society kids and with the junior high kids to see if there's some way to do snow. We could plan for leaves, kind of, if the trees cooperate and the weather cooperates. But snow is so unpredictable. It's hard to assign kids to do something when you don't know when it's going to snow, and the day it snows they got a big exam or they got a paper that's due. It's just like, it's very unwieldy. And then who's going to supervise them?
yeah,
Because
we also did, when we were discussing that, we also thought, well, we get your own not for everybody, but your own service, if you can't do your snow or kid in the neighborhood, but to do it with the school, it didn't seem feasible with
Doesn't-
school
So I
kids.
can address it from the city's perspective.
Yeah.
I understand this is very confusing because the city sends out mixed messages. The first message is residents are responsible for clearing their sidewalks. And so if you do run across an address where there's snow or it's icy or it's dangerous, just get a hold of me at the city. We'll contact those residents and we'll do our best to get it taken care of. At the same time that we're saying residents have to take care of their own sidewalk, we also go out and broom the snow off sidewalks when there's a significant enough to make it worth our while to send somebody out, but we don't do it in the evenings. We don't do it on the weekends. So on one hand, we're saying you got to clean your own sidewalk unless we get to it first.
Right.
Never was able to really, just a minute, Claire, I'll get to you when I'm done. Never were able to really resolve that, but we do try to stay on top of hazardous situations. So the best thing to do would be to just bring that to the city's attention. Now I know Claire worked at the DPW, so you want to.
But let me, so the 4 inches is the roads. So we plow the roads when it gets to 4 inches. In general, and this is a generalization because if there's a lot of other things going on, it doesn't happen. But in the winter, the department does have a little more flexibility because they aren't as busy as they are during the warmer weather. If they're 1 to 2 inches out, or usually 2 inches on the sidewalks, they will send out the brooms and initially do a route that feeds the school area or the main drags that lead to the school. They get to it, but they rotate around the city. So they'll start in a different section each time and they keep track, even though people say they never do. But it takes a while. If it's a heavier snow, they go in tandem. It takes quite a while to get around the city. It takes about a day and a half if we have to go in tandem. So, and sometimes longer. So there is a lag time, which is part of the problem. But they do get out if there's enough snow on the sidewalk to get the brooms out. They'll try to get out.
Yeah, I guess I guess I could have called. I didn't even think of that. It was a couple blocks in different parts, different streets too. And my side of the neighborhood, which is towards Woodward. So I don't know what was going on, but I guess I'm still a little concerned about seniors who can't do it themselves. And if the city doesn't get to it, like, what do they do? I mean, I don't know. I guess they just don't go out. I don't really know how you can solve that, but there used to be a program through unemployment, because I used it years ago, where you could call and they would have people who were unemployed. I don't know how they did this. They'd come out and you could give them something or nothing or whatever. I don't know if they even do anything like that, but I'm just trying to figure out the people that are, or who might not be able to do their own walks. What do they do if the city doesn't get there, or I don't know. It's
Heidi, was that through the city or the county or the state?
I think it was through the state, but this was years ago. So I'm just saying that was something that I did a
It's a
long
good
time
idea.
ago. It was a good idea. And I really appreciate it because we don't really get much snow anymore, but when we got a lot of snow and I had 3 kids and I was a single mom, it was just a lot to deal with. So it was really helpful. And I don't know if they have that program. I'm just saying it'd be great if there was somebody seniors could call who are not capable. I wasn't even a senior, so who are not capable of doing their own walks in the interim if the city doesn't. I don't know what happened that one day, but there were quite a few blocks that had ice and snow, and I don't know if they got missed or I don't know what happened, or if it was under the amount that the city does, but it was definitely hazardous. We ended up walking in the street because that was done. So just a thought, just a concern.
Yeah, you know what we do around here, around on my blocks, I don't know, other blocks do it too, but a number of us have snow blowers and we know which people need help and we all go and take care of that, the driveway, the sidewalk and stuff. So maybe just kind of making people aware of that in their neighborhood, maybe if they know of a neighbor, maybe they can help out, just kind of put that call out.
Okay. I don't know who needs it on my couple of blocks here. I'm not really sure, but okay.
So I have a service, but it's just like the city. Unless it's 3 or 4 inches, the service doesn't come.
Right, right.
So,
Unfortunately for walking, if there's an inch or two and it's that wet snow and it gets walked on a few times, it gets slippery and you can break your neck. And
yeah,
that's what we're all struggling with. My suggestion is walk in the streets because they're always better shape. And the asphalt is easier on your knees than the concrete. That's what I found. Okay, well, let's move along. It's getting late. We don't want this to go too late. Okay, I guess on the holiday lunch, everyone got a little summary of the holiday lunch that, what did I do with mine? It came in our packet. Well, no, it came in my packet because I don't get the stuff online. I got it. At any rate, as you can see, it's fairly self-explanatory, and basically it was about $10 a person, which meant that we spent about $630 for expenses. There were 63 people who got a holiday meal. All of our board, all of our committee contributed money so that we had $645 and our costs were $630. So we have a major surplus of $15, which will be applied to the next time we need to do something for next year's holiday meal. During COVID, this was the best we could do, and the food was terrific, and a lot of people volunteered to deliver food, and it was great. If you read through, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think it was a wonderful thing. I congratulate all the members and past members of this committee who helped and who contributed, because it really made a nice time for a lot of people. Did each one of the 63 people, was it absolutely a must for them? I don't know. But there were so many people who this was such a nice thing for. That's really the big picture, and I think that's what we need to focus on. And it was really a nice meal, and it was fun getting this little packet of things, and the entertainment was terrific, and the men's club provided for that. It made it special, and especially in this COVID time. There's nothing. It was like those tiles, Amy, you showed us. It's just, you can brighten up somebody's life for an hour or two. That's not a bad thing. It's win-win. It's great stuff. So if there's any questions about it, maybe that's the way to approach it, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It was very well received, and it's pretty well summarized here. Any questions about it? Okay. Hopefully, we can do something like this next year. Maybe the COVID will be gone and we can be all in the same place and help out and have fun like we've done in the past. Colette has the Tapestry in Southfield is a possible place. And if the COVID is still going, then we'll do what we did again, I hope. We'll table that for discussion in the fall. Right now, it was a great thing, and it was a nice day for people. Okay, the next meeting is Thursday, the 18th. Wait, we got a bunch of stuff to do here. HARP and Concierge Program. That is Mary or Jen, or who's?
Well, it might be more Jen. I don't know if Jen, have you had any requests for any assistance at homes?
Not too many since the last meeting, maybe one, and I was able to help with their Volker.
I haven't taken any calls through the rec, so there have been none.
Mary, do you want to do a brief HARP or concierge description for Heidi and Laura?
Sure, yeah. This program started, I don't know, a couple years ago. We have volunteers who will go to people's homes. People will call in if they have a leaky faucet, if they need a light bulb change, if they need their door handle changed, just a small job that does not require a professional for the assistance, but it's something more than their resident can handle. So they call us or stop by the recreation center. We fill out a form. They tell us what their needs are. We have a list of, I believe, 5 volunteers. And so we assign the job to one of the volunteers. They arrange with the homeowner when's a good time to go out and help. And they'll go out and take care of whatever it is that needs to be done. It's a free service. The only thing is if there's materials involved, the homeowner is responsible. But if we get some homeowners perhaps that don't have the funds to be able to replace like a step, someone needed a step repaired outside, we do have a fund that has been built up because people gave us donations. They're so appreciative that we're able to cover the cost for those people that cannot cover the material costs. So it's been a wonderful service. We have people that haven't been able to open their windows for years because they've been painted shut, and we'll have somebody go and help with that, or help put the screens in the summer, maybe do some trimming around the house. There's branches all over the ground that they can't pick up anymore. They can't go up over 6 feet, so we don't have people cleaning out gutters and that type of thing that would put them in danger. And if it's something that needs, maybe they need a painter, maybe they do need to hire a plumber, the volunteer will let them know that and help walk them through the process. So it's a wonderful program.
Is this functional during COVID or?
If someone calls us and needs it, it depends on what it is. The people don't want to go into the homes,
Right,
of course.
outside.
There was something outside that could be helped with.
Such a nice idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's great.
Mhm.
That I've actually taken advantage of that program. Thank you very much.
Oh, very good. That's
Great.
good.
Okay, rec department, any notes, anything to share?
I'll just share this as far as we have a lot of great virtual classes. I think Susan, you've signed up for some through the rec. We have classes that teach you how to take virtual classes. There's a lot of free health classes. There's a lot listed in the newsletter that people can sign up for. We have a Zoom Tai Chi class that's I think we have about 7 people signed up for that already. And then things like, should I click on that? People not sure are using their browsers, and it's just great computer help for seniors. And Beaumont has some virtual classes that are for free. So just looking through the newsletter, there's a lot that people can be doing and staying busy and active. And unfortunately, if they have to be in their home, this is one way to at least get some movement going or learn some things too, and kind of feel like you're around other people. So that's all. Just check it out in the newsletter. And the staff, Bridget's always looking for wonderful programs that are available. And we borrow from other communities what's worked for them. So we insert them in our program too. So if you have a suggestion, let us know.
Great. Thank you, Mary.
Mhm.
Joanne at the library.
Right.
All righty, here we go. All right. We have a number of things going on. All of them are virtual. I believe on Wednesday, next Wednesday, we still have part of Tara Hayes's film series on racism going on. And then next month on the 10th, Jane will be doing another cooking program. On the 17th, we have the author of the child killings, the woman who wrote that. And then on the 24th, there will be another Tara Hayes movie. So that's what we have coming up.
Joanne, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does the library have any exercise videos that they can loan out?
Anything that we have along those lines, you would have to go online and ask for, put a hold on it. They will pull it for you. And when it's ready, you will get a notification, just as you do if you want a book, and then let the library know when you're coming by to pick it up. They will bag it and put it outside for you.
Okay, so they do then have exercise videos.
I'm not sure that we do. There are a lot of other libraries in the area that do. If you go onto the website, you can search the entire catalog and request anything that's available, and it will be sent to Huntington Woods, and you can pick it up there.
Got it. Because someone asked at the last meeting, do we have any exercise options? So yes, we do. And you can find it through the library website. Great. Okay.
People should know that YouTube, there's, I mean, probably thousands and thousands. I mean, I use them regularly, all kinds of exercise and different levels. And there's ones that are more dancey and ones that are more aerobic. But if you search YouTube and you know somebody that, you know, you can find a zillion on YouTube. So
Great.
just a resource for people.
So I don't know. I'll check the notes who that was last month who asked about that, but we'll share that information with them.
Question.
Lenny, Susan has her hand up.
Okay, question and comment. Number one, Joanne, the film club with Tara Hayes that's going to be combined with the anti-racism is not going to be held in January. I thought the library corrected that. In fact, actually, it is.
Okay, she may, you know, I am not in the building. Once in a while, I talked to Ann. Ann told me Tara was having some surgery. I wasn't sure if it's this month or it's next reminding but she will not be there for one of the meetings. That I do know. Thank you for reminding me that it's this month.
Yeah, it's delayed and it'll begin in February. That's all.
Yeah.
And it has been corrected online because I checked.
Right.
My question is, can you borrow magazines?
I don't know that we are. Ann would be the one to ask, or just call the library and that kind of thing. I know that there are only 2 people really working in the building. They work at opposite days. So there's only one person there, and it generally takes them 3 to 4 hours just to pull all of the requests. And then another 2 to 3 hours to process what has come in, get them all ready to go. And in between that time, they answer the telephone and get your holds into your bags so they're outside for you to pick up.
Okay.
So she would be the one who could answer that for you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next meeting is Thursday, February 18th. Is there any other business that anyone has to share? I have 2 things.
I do. And so does Laura. And Laura, do you want to unmute yourself?
I really don't have other business.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just holding my hand up.
All right. I wanted to tell the group that Lenny had asked whether or not we could put wrap around the gazebo to break the wind, and this got done today by our Parks Department. So that's the gazebo, and it has clear plastic around it. So hopefully that will be helpful to the seniors that meet there on Sundays when the weather is not real inclement.
Great. I got a tube of shrink wrap, but I'll take it back.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention was this is Mary's last official attendance at our meeting. She is retiring February 5th, so there will be a virtual send-off starting at 4 o'clock on Friday the 5th. You can go to the newsletter and find the link, and hopefully you can all take a few minutes and say your formal official goodbyes to Mary, or beg her to stay, which I've done repeatedly.
Or just wave. That's okay.
She can join the committee now.
I'll take a little break.
Oh, shucks.
No, you guys are doing great stuff. It's been fun and it's exciting, and I'm happy to age in place here. So I'll take advantage of everything you're doing.
Great. Well, Mary, I want to say, you've been a joy to work with.
Well, thank you.
You're so helpful. You're so ready. You're just a wonderful person, and it's been a real pleasure to work with you.
Well, thank you. That's very
I
nice.
second that motion. You're wonderful.
I agree too.
We better close the meeting.
Hey, one other thing, one last point. I'm in the process of trying to engage a couple of students from the National Honor Society, one named Mia and one named Morgan. And I've probably screwed it up because they said they texted me, but with my technical skills, I never heard from them. I'm waiting to hear back from them and trying to set up some kind of a Zoom meeting perhaps to help seniors with their phone apps, with how to use different parts of their computer, whatnot. We've done this in the past live, but we can't go live because of COVID. So we're trying to see if we can set something up on Zoom with the kids, one-on-one. I think it can be one-on-one on Zoom, can it?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know how Zoom works, but
Yeah.
here we are. At any rate,
You can do as many people as you like.
Right.
okay, or as few.
Takes
Yeah.
two.
Just
Right.
Few. Not less than 2 people. Okay.
Right.
Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody would like to share or ask anything? Or
Can I say something?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Two things real quick. I have been putting together with Jan from the rec center a Excel spreadsheet of anybody in the city 60 years and older, and it's their first name, last name, phone number, address, emergency contact, email address, etc. And so far we have over 800 people in there. So it's nice that I'm like pulling from all of the different avenues to make that work. So I sent it to actually Mary and Amy yesterday and the chief. I think it's a great thing. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and Lenny, you can talk on this too, that they've been still playing pickleball on the courts, and I got pictures from
It's Greg.
Carol
It's
yesterday.
Got pictures from who?
Carol Rosenblum. And I guess they go there and shovel and broom and spread ice melter, and then they come back the next day to play when it's dry. So that's kind of a neat thing. And I know Lenny's been playing too.
You know, but Greg is the one who's really helping.
Oh yeah, and Greg. Sorry, Greg.
Greg. It's
There's
wonderful.
one of them.
Yeah,
There it is, yes.
yeah, it's great. It's great. And really, Greg, you and Carol are the ones who are really doing the most of it. And
Well, no, we all kind of do it.
there's a lot
but-
of people. I'm just playing. You guys are doing it. It's great.
One thing I'd like to say about pickleball for everybody also is that, and Lenny could attest to this also, I mean, there are probably at any given day, 8 to 12 people, maybe 15 people
Right.
playing on the 2 courts. And we just want to appreciate, Mary, you know, putting up that or leaving up the tennis court net for us to play, and plus continue, you know, to even putting in the markers and everything, because, you know, it gets us outside every day to play, and it's good exercise, and it's good to be outdoors, and just a wonderful thing. So anyway, thank you.
It's
Thank
a
you,
great
Jen.
group of people too, on top of that, and most of them are Huntington Woodsers. It's really been fun. It's been great. We
Yep.
look forward to playing indoors, but you know, if we can't do it with COVID, it's crazy that we're outside in this weather playing pickleball, but go figure.
Yeah, we keep our distance, and we wear masks if we get too close to each other, and so it's just an ideal thing to do, I think.
It's great. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Heidi
you.
and Laura, welcome to the committee, and we look forward to working with you. And Mary, happy trails. Thanks for the memories, and God bless.
Thank you.
I think we'll, what time?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
All right.
All in favor?
You don't even have to say that.
Don't, okay.
We're done.
Okay. Let's roll with it. Thanks, everybody. Look forward
Nice
to
to
seeing you
meet
next
Thanks, Lenny.
you all.
Thanks, Lenny.
Thank you.
Mm, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you all.